Hey everybody. So, this past week in the mail, I got one of these. One of these school zone speeding citations. You may have gotten one recently as well. Because there's a lot more of these speed zone cameras in school zones all over South Florida. And the way it works is that during the times that are posted on the sign, you're supposed to go no more than 15 miles per hour. However, if you go 10 miles more than that, 25 and up, then you'll get one of these citations for $100. Here's the thing. The Miami Herald just did a piece on this actually, and they're talking about why a lot of people are not happy about this. It's because some of these school zones have that like flashing light, but a lot don't. Plus, even though it tells you that time, a half hour before that time or a half hour after that time, the law still applies. So if you're driving around and you go more than 10 miles per hour within that half hour of the time posted, you're still going to get nailed. How much money are cities making from this stuff? So I looked it up. Over an 8-month period, around 250,000 citations have been cited, have been generated, creating $17 million in Miami-Dade. This is just Miami-Dade. Do the math. You know how many that is per month? 31,250 or over 1,000 a day. This is a huge cash cow for the city of Aventura, which is where I got mine from, or any of these cities in South Florida. So I go to pay this thing, and there's a QR code, and I take my phone and I press to get the camera to the QR code to go pay it. And what shows up when you go pay the $100? Not only do they want $100 from you, but they want another $5 that they call a convenience fee. The convenience of paying them $100 is going to cost you another $5. Well, I didn't buy into that. I mailed it. So they have to open up the mail. I made it inconvenient for them and saved my $5. But still, the thing is a real problematic thing, because is it really really saving the lives of children? Is that what this is really out to do? Like, if you're interested in saving children's lives going to school, I have a better suggestion. How about we not change the clock until school is over? Because right now that we've changed the clock as of last Saturday night, the sun rises 7:30. These kids are walking to school in pitch black, and it's pitch dark outside. So if you're really concerned about children's safety, maybe let's not change the clock until the school year is over, which leads to a lot of people to suspect this has nothing to do with school safety, children's safety. It's really just cities being able to generate cash for themselves. Why is this a real big problem, other than me being personally ticked off? You see, it has serious ramifications for society. And we learn this from the story of Noah. God brought a flood and wiped everybody out. What were they doing wrong? There was a lot of things that they were doing wrong. But you know what pushed God over the edge? You know what really kind of like said, enough is enough, that's it? So if you look at the Art Scroll people, they cite the Medrash with an explanation by Rabbi Hirsch. And it's on the term Hamas, that there was violence. What was there? Violence? There was theft. But what kind of theft? Stick 'em up theft? No. The Medrash teaches that they stole from one another in petty ways that were not subject to the authority of the courts. Though this is not the gravest kind of sin, it's morally damaging in the extreme, because thievery within the letter of the law weakens the conscience and it corrupts the social fabric. When you have petty theft, when you have, let's just get another $100 out of these guys, all in the name of morality, because you're going to fight this thing, you're going to go to court. They tell you on the back there, if you want to fight it and you lose, you got to then pay the court costs, and you're going to spend all that time. So people just pay the $100. And so it's this sort of petty stealing that it's not worth my while to try and defend it. What that does is it creates cynicism. That when people do that against one another, and worse, when the government is doing it, when the cities are doing it, it creates cynicism, It creates a sense of there's no morality, there's no integrity, there's no honesty in this society. And that's what it is. It's not the one ticket. It's all of those, it's the buildup, it's all of them. It's so many people getting those tickets and feeling the same way about government. And that's the problem with this sort of thing. It breaks down the very fabric of society, of communities, when you feel that the government are ganavim, that they're thieves by ripping me off and adding insult to injury by trying to suck out another $5 from me when I try and pay for the thing. That's what it does. So City of Aventura, because that's where this happened, on Ives Dairy Road. Take a lesson from the story of Noah. If it starts flooding in your city, because you know you're prone to floods, if you start getting a lot of floods this summer, when those Florida storms start showing up, you might want to get rid of those speeding cameras on Ives Dairy Road and elsewhere. Have a good Shabbos.